In this video, we're going to be installing a dual dashcam. So that's a dashcam that films both the front and the rear. So you're going to need your dashcam, your dashcam wiring kit, and you're going to need these blue mold removal tools. Everything will be available in the link description where you can get these, but these are going to be the things you're going to need if you don't want to do any soldering or anything like that. So make sure you get your bits and pieces together. So now you've got your bits together, we need to get access to the fuse box or some sort of power supply, a reliable power source. So mine was near the side of the dashboard there, and I'm just taking down the A-post pillar cover just to get root up to where the mirror is, so I can locate my camera in and around that area, because that's what I think is good really, to show where you can see everything. So remove that A-pillar cover so you can start to run the route for your kit. So here it is, here's the kit. You don't have to do no soldering with this kit, it's just all plug and play, which makes everything a bit easier than me just throwing it around there. So we're using the piggyback fuse system, so you plug this into a port and you can just piggyback off that power. It has its own fuse and everything, so nothing interferes with anything. And yep, it's just really easy way to get good power, no soldering, nothing difficult, and yeah, just really easy to put together. So there it is. Just make sure you get a good connection, you plug up everything as it should be. So now this part, it can get a little bit tricky. You've got to find a fuse that comes on and off with your ignition. Now you can use the wiper motor or even the airbag one. I guess you could use that one, but you have to make sure it comes on and off with your ignition, because when you get in the car, that's what you want to be doing. So I just released the bottom panel here because we had to find some space to put the kit, just to hide the kit away. So I loosened down that lower cover, got some access. So once you've done that and you know where you're going, you're just trying to route the wire up to the top of the ceiling. Now this is where those molding tools really come in handy. You could just push them into where it is and then just use it just to guide it in. You're going to see in a minute, I'm just using the hook one just to tuck it in. There you go, look, just tug it down a little bit and you can slide it in. No huge pulling and tugging, just a little help, if that makes sense. So yeah, I found these tools really good. So while everything was hanging there, I just used a bit of gaffer tape, duct tape, whatever it is, just to hold it in place while I worked out what I was doing, because everything was hanging and you just want to see what's going to hit where. So I used a bit of gaffer tape just to get an idea of how I was going to set it up. So now we're in the fuse part again, and I need to find an earth, a good solid earth. So I found one, rubbed it down, a main part of the body, a plastic part of the body, and rubbed it down till you saw the metal. Once we rubbed it down, clipped on the earth and tighten up. Just tighten up. Don't over tighten, but just make sure you get a good connection. Now I always do this. I just wrap up all the extra cable. I just wrap it up with either cable ties or some electrical tape. But just tidy up your parcels. Just trying to make a neater job as possible, and make sure you secure it somewhere good so you can get back to it later. But your idea is to get it nice, neat and tidy and covert. So here we go, we're just putting stuff back on. It's just the reverse of taking it off. Now this was this 8mm socket, but some people, you may have enough space to work with. You've got to make your own discrepancy. So this is a reverse camera here. As you can see, it just sticks on, really long wire. And it's just about tucking it along the top of the door, really, in the roof lining. Now this part here could get a bit tricky. This would be a lot easier on a hatchback car, to be honest, but it gets a bit tricky. But just use the removal tool just to gape it open a little bit. I don't like to use that word, but yeah, just put it open down a little bit, and just funnel everything through till you're happy. Try not to pinch any wires because that will cause problems, and you know, you got to be gentle and firm at the same time, if that makes sense. But pull the cable through round to the back. So now we're just having a look, making sure nothing's pinched or anything like that, and we're just knocking in all the interior mouldings back on. You'll hear them click or yeah, you'd hear them click. That's it in a nutshell. Just be diligent and make sure you go back to make it look as neat as possible and as covert as possible, because you don't really want it to stand out like a sore thumb. So just make sure you're getting everything in where it's meant to be, so it looks all good. So now this is the C post at the very rear of the car, and it's basically the same thing as the side really. You're just fishing through till you get near to where you need to get to. Once again, those removal tools really help to pull down and unclip some of them panels, them interior panels. But yeah, it's all really simple stuff. So now you've got it there, just put all the extra wire inside the back of wherever you chasing it to and taking off the sticker and sticking it on. Really easy stuff. Make sure that surface is clean before you actually come to sticking it down. Just make sure that surface is clean and just knock back all the clips. You see, just clips off and you can just knock it back and it clips on. So now we're back to the front, and because we've put all the wires where they need to go, we're just going to just tidy back everything back up, and it's just about lining everything up and clipping it. Now you've got to be careful with these ones because you can break them if they're not properly aligned, as you can expect. But yeah, there you go, just tucking everything in again, making sure everything sticks together and looks good. Look at that. Now we're putting on back our fuse panel cover. Look how that goes on. Clip it on. Can't see absolutely any wires at all. So now with your camera, which everything can be, click the link in the description, you want to stick it onto the screen. So you start by sticking the 3M tape onto the back plate, the locating sliding back plate, as you can see there. Make sure that's got a good connection. Once you've got that, you kind of want to line it up to where you want to place it and make sure the screen is clean. Now plug in the 2 connectors and stick on. Really, it's really simple stuff. Just hold it on there. Once again, make sure it's clean it with some window cleaner, spirits, whatever, and just make sure it's just there, nice and solid. So now you still got them wires hanging there, and this is where your little removal tool is going to come back in again. Just tuck them in wherever they're meant to go, just underneath the roof lining, and there you go. You can really see how low profile it looks. Can't see it at all from the front window. Really low profile, and that's what I really like about this type of camera, is that it's just tucked away, can't see it, only really see it from the side, and you know, you could argue that it's a rain sensor or something. So fantastic little camera, link in the description, go and get yourself one and protect yourself. Yep, good install today. A bit cold, ground out there, -4 apparently, but Dashcam install really good. You know, it makes sense. You know, it just stops any discussion. Fantastic investments. I think everyone should have one. But yeah, it's not too bad. As long as you get over a few simple things. I mean, the A pillar, that part there is a little bit tricky. You just got to keep your eye on it and make sure you're not breaking it. But you still have to be firm. And I think that was about the hardest part. But apart from that, fantastic camera. I'm going to try and get some footage of it, maybe. Hopefully, we'll see if people want reviews and stuff. I'll get one. I'll make one of it. But yeah, that's it. We're all installed. So there's the dash cam there. You can see it's working. I've turned the monitor on, but you can quite easily just turn the monitor off, and you don't have to see it. And there's the one in the back, the very top there. And yeah, it just comes on as it's supposed to, and it's pretty covert. There's no wires in the way, no nothing like that. All here is nice and neat. No hanging out wires, no wires hanging. It all looks very original. Sorry, you might be hearing some noise. I'm freezing in there, so hence the heater. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and yep, I think that's it. Thank you.